Today's video is going to be all about the do's and don'ts of starting a YouTube channel in 2024. You know what? Why haven't you started your channel yet? Why? All right, let's go ahead and get into the video. Hey everyone, this is Iesha of Iesha Designed It, and welcome back to my channel. Well, before I get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I would love to have you a part of the Iesha Designed It family. So, as you've seen in the title, what we're going to talk about today is the do's and don'ts of starting your YouTube channel here in 2024. Now, this can go for even people who have been on YouTube for a while. I call them seasoned YouTubers. It can go for you all too, as well as myself. So what I was doing, I was thinking about things that have helped me with YouTube, because I've been on YouTube since 2018. 2018 was when I first started my very first YouTube channel. And I wanted to come on here and just talk to you a little bit about starting your YouTube channel. But first, you know, a lot of times I put the bonus at the end. I'm going to put the bonus in the front. And I want to ask you, why haven't you started your channel? What are you afraid of? Are you afraid that you don't have enough equipment? Are you afraid of your craft, what it is that you do? What is it that you are afraid of? So I'm going to be looking down because I have written down some things that I do not want to forget, because this is a very important video. So I want you to listen to the very end. Maybe a little long, but today I'm going to educate you on why you should start your YouTube channel, the do's and don'ts, so that you can be successful on YouTube. So one thing I want to tell you, just like I said before, is stop being afraid to start. The reason why I said that is because I was like you. And I'm talking to you, the ones of you who are afraid to start your YouTube channel. I was afraid to start mine too. This was back in 2018 when I started my very first YouTube channel. I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I just felt like that the things that I was doing, nobody wanted to see. And my husband used to tell me all the time, he was like, look, there's people out there who want to see what you have, want to see what you know, want to, just know what you know, be able to teach what it is that I know. So in 2018, December of 2018 was when I started my very first YouTube channel. I just jumped, y'all. I went ahead and I just jumped out there. I pressed that record button on my phone. Actually, it was my daughter's iPhone. At the time, I did not have an iPhone. I had an Android, and I didn't know anything about YouTube, y'all. I didn't even know you could upload using record your videos using an Android phone. So my daughter had an iPhone. I used her iPhone, and I had my daughter holding the phone for me to record because I didn't have a tripod. So that just go to show you right there. Just start. You don't have to have all the fancy equipment like you see a lot of people have. You don't have to have all of that stuff, because guess what that is? It's just stuff. That's stuff that you can always get, but you have to start today. All right, so I'm going to go back to when I started my very first YouTube channel. I started my very first YouTube channel in 2018. And I still have that channel today. Today is called Event Decor and Designs by Iesha, and that's my event channel. But later on, I'm going to tell you how I got to that, because that's not how I started off. I started off in a totally different name. I started off doing something totally different. And my niche is what I'm going to be talking about also, is that a niche is what we call it here on YouTube, changed. It changed, and I'm going to tell you all about that. But first, we're going to go into the do's and don'ts of starting your YouTube channel. So the very first thing I want to talk about is the do's. Number one, do have a niche. And I just talked about having a niche. Now, niche is something that we call it here on YouTube. It's something that you feel comfortable with doing, whatever that may be. For me here on this channel, it's crafting. I do sublimation, I do rhinestones, I do CRICUT tutorials, and things like that. I do all of those, tumblers, t-shirts. Okay, if you go over to my event channel, which a lot of you may follow me over there, my Event Decor and Designs by Iesha channel, you will see events that I have decorated. I decorate for weddings. I decorate for birthday parties. I decorated for different events over there because that is my event channel. Now, if you go down to the very first, I love to go to people's very first video because I like to see where they started and where they are now. If you go back to my event channel and you go back to the very first video, you will see my very first video that I did back in December of 2018. And it was a tablescape video for Christmas. I love tablescapes. I love to decorate. I love to design. That's something I've been doing for many, many years. So if you keep moving up, you will see where I went from decorating. Even though I was still decorating, the niche changed because I did not know what I wanted to do. I started cooking on that channel. I started doing CRICUT. I did, I told you I have been doing CRICUT for years. I was doing CRICUT tutorials. If you keep looking, I was doing collaborations. Remember I told you about collaborating with people? I did collaborations when it come to cooking. I did so many different things over there. And so I finally got to the point where I knew that I wanted that channel to be totally events. So what I started doing when I started decorating for people's weddings and birthday parties, I started making that the channel for strictly my event channel. And I also did inspirations. I love inspirations, y'all. Y'all know that. I love inspirations. I love quotes and things like that. I was doing inspirations over there also. So I actually decided to niche down and make that my event channel. So what I was doing over there and what I continue to do is when I decorate for weddings, I put that on there. When I decorate for different birthday parties, I put that over there. The things I do for my mom, in memory of my mom, I put that over there. And I also do sublimation and CRICUT because you know that sublimation and CRICUT is not just for this channel here, which is Iesha Designed It. It's for events also because my husband know how to build. I call it a woodworker. He know how to cut wood and make different things. So I had him to make me a shearer board. And if you're in the event industry, you know what that is. So I did that for a graduation one year where I actually used my CRICUT and printed out some CRICUT tutorials and did some things on that board. So that's what happened over there. But when I first started that channel, y'all, I was to the point where I was so frustrated because I would upload videos once a week, but I was constantly looking at my algorithm. And I was constantly looking at my subscribers. And I told my husband, I was like, I'm not growing. And y'all, it may have been 2 weeks. And my husband was like, Iesha, it's only been 2 weeks. Why are you so worried about subscribers and, you're not growing? So after 2 weeks, I started uploading like 2 to 3 times a week. Y'all, I got so burned out to where I got to the point where I did not want to do videos anymore. And like I said, this was into maybe a month into it because I wasn't seeing what I wanted to see. I wasn't seeing the growth that I thought I should see.
Y'all, my styluses were acting up so bad here. Sorry about that.
So what I did, I got to the point, I prayed about it. I listened to my husband. Even my kids was telling me, Mama, you're taking time away from us. And I'm the type, I listen to my children because children can tell you things that you don't even know about yourself sometimes. So I may talk about this again later. Go ahead and get it out while I'm thinking about it. So I had to listen to my children because I was so frustrated. I was taking the time away from them and I was looking only at subscribers. I was looking at, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Even though my subscriber count was going up, it wasn't going up at the rate that I wanted it to go. So what I did, I got to the point I stopped looking at all that stuff. I was like, I'm here to be a blessing because that's what I do. I want to be able to bless people. And once I got to the point where I stopped worrying about the subscribers, I stopped worrying about the algorithm, I stopped worrying. Personally, this is me. You may hear other people, talk something different, but I'm telling you how I did, okay? So this is me, Iesha. Iesha Designed It and Event Decor Designs by Iesha. This is how I grew my channel. So I stopped looking at all of that. I just started doing videos because that's what I love to do, and I wanted to show people what I knew how to do. So I started in tablescapes. I moved up to decorating, doing balloons, because I know how to do balloons also. So that's how I started, and I started seeing the growth. Over there I have almost 3,000 subscribers, and it's just growth. People, you know, people were seeing that I was interested or loved, because people can see and just really recognize how much effort you put into your videos. Or they saw how I love making tablescapes. They saw how I love making tablescapes, my weddings, backdrops, because I do the backdrops, balloons, all of those things. So that's how I grew. I stopped doing videos 2, 3, 4 times a day because I also work full time. I'm a full-time worker. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. Plus, I'm an event designer, as well as now I have this business also. So I have so much on my plate to where I got to the point I was like, I am getting burned out. So I actually stopped doing so many videos. I started uploading videos once a week. And like I said, I got more into not looking at my subscriber counts and my algorithm, but looking more into the love of what I was doing, my passion. Okay, so and that's part of niche. I had to niche down to really what I wanted to do. Because when I was doing the cooking and all of that, yeah, I was getting subscribers and everything. But when you niche down to some things, that will show the people what you're more interested in. And I know we all have talents, y'all. I'm very talented. I have so many different talents that my mind constantly going at what I want to do. Want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. But when I tell you to niche down, it's okay when you start your channel. You might kind of dib and dab to see exactly what it is that you like. Just say, for instance, you like crafting. You can start a channel with crafting. If you're an event designer, you can also start an event, a YouTube channel doing events, and also adding in sublimation, adding in CRICUT, because to me, those things are connected. Like I told you before, because I use the CRICUT, I use sublimation in my event business. So it's still intertwined. Now, just say, for instance, you want to start a cooking channel, a cooking YouTube channel. Well, what can you find that connects with cooking? Crafting really doesn't connect with cooking, even though your talent may be designing. If you get where I'm going, you can design the cakes and the cupcakes, but still that's really not crafting. Okay, but you just can just dibble and dabble a little bit to see what it is that you really want to do and what your audience want. You have to know your audience and what your audience want. Okay, who is it that you're trying to target? Are you trying to target teenagers? Are you trying to target adults, middle-aged adults, older adults, mothers, fathers, graduates, whatever it is that you're trying to your audience, your target audience. I know sometimes that's hard to do because it's been hard for me, but since I've been here on this channel at YouTube will actually show you the demographics, and a lot of times your demographics will show you the age of the people who are following you most. So let's move on. If you have any questions about niche or anything I say here, make sure you leave it in the comment section, because I will be glad to talk to you about it, do another video if I have to. So the next thing we're going to talk about, again, this is a do. The first one was do have a niche. The second one is believe in yourself and your abilities. How many times we start something but we don't believe in us? Just like me, I have to believe in me. I can't look at someone else's video and be like, oh, why are they growing? Why are their subscriber count? They got more subscribers than me and we do the same thing. I have to believe in myself and my abilities. So number 1 was do have a niche. Number 2 is believe in yourself and your abilities. Again, I'm looking down because I have some things written down. I'm a huge believer in that no one can do it like me. That's not being what's the word? Um cocky or whatever it may be. That's just being confident in yourself. When you know can't nobody do it like you, then you're gonna work, you're gonna make designs, you're gonna do your best in everything that you do. Because that's what I do. If you go over to my website and you purchase something from me, I'm going to put my all into it. Everything that I do is made with love because that's what type of person I am. I believe in blessing people and I believe in doing what needs to be done at the moment. And I believe in really putting my all in everything. So you have to believe in yourself and your abilities. Another thing that I have written down is can't nobody do it like me. And guess what? It's true of yourself and your abilities. You have to know about your abilities, what you can do, what it is that you can do. So when you believe in yourself and your abilities, remember this: God made you to be you. God made me to be me. He didn't make me to be you, or he didn't make you to be me, because we all have different DNAs. We all have different ways of thinking. We think different. And if you get to the point where you see people on YouTube, like you see me, and you're trying to be like them, it will eventually show because you're trying to be somebody else. So, do believe in yourself and your own ability. Don't go try to be like someone else, because God has given you a talent that is only for you. We all here, just like we all are crafters here on YouTube. You see many people making tumblers. You see people making t-shirts. But guess what? Can't nobody make a tumbler like me. Can't nobody make a t-shirt like me. Can't nobody make a tumbler like you. Can't nobody make a t-shirt like you. You have to believe in yourself. You have to say that. You have to stay focused, and you have to believe that. Be yourself. We all have our people who are waiting on us. And I say this constantly here on my channel. We all have people who are waiting on us. You may not have found your people yet. But guess what? Which is your target audience? I talked about that earlier. Those are the people who are looking for you. So if you're trying to be like me, how are you going to find your people? Because I found mine and I continue to find mine. So God have different people for you than he have for me. It may be the same people. You never know. But still, the people he have for you are for you, and the people he have for me are for me. So you have to be yourself and know your own abilities. Because if you come on YouTube starting your channel here in 2024 and you trying to be someone else, you're not going to make it, because you're not being your authentic self. You have to be your authentic self. I personally believe in that, because even when I was a little girl, I never wanted to be like someone else. I always wanted to be different. I could see this person with this shirt on. It might be nice, but that's not me. That's not who I wanted to be. So I always wanted to be different. Always be different. All right, so I have went over the do's. Number one, do have a niche. Even though you have many talents, you still have to eventually niche down to what it is that you love to do. Number two, so number one is do have a niche. Believe in yourself. Do believe in yourself and your abilities. The next one is learn and know your craft. Now, this is a really good one, because when you're learning, a lot of times when you're learning something new, you don't like to show people, because you feel like that that they're going to criticize it. Now, we can be our worst critic, because I have a message I'm going to talk to you about. I'm going to tell you about something that happened to me. We can be our worst critic. And first of all, I'm going to go ahead and talk about what I have written down here about learn and know your craft. You may not be perfect. And this is perfectly fine, because in life, no one is perfect. No one is perfect. Even though people try to say that they like, what does it call it? Being perfectionist. I think that's what it's called. But really, actually, no one is perfect. No one is perfect. You are not perfect. I'm not perfect. There's no perfect person. We all make mistakes. We make mistakes. Whether if you tell people that you've made a mistake or you don't tell people you made a mistake. Because I know in this craft world, you may do something and still put it out there and there's a mistake on it. Yeah, there's going to be a mistake somewhere, but it may not be to the point where people can see it, but it's still a mistake. So therefore, if it's a mistake, it's not perfect. So just remember that. Just because you feel like what you have done is not perfect, it will never be perfect, because there's no such thing as perfect. Okay? People strive to be perfect, but tell me what is perfect. Tell me what that is. To me, perfect is something that is man-made. It's something that man put on people. Oh, you're a perfect person. You have a perfect figure. You have a perfect shape. You have this. No, nothing is perfect. Okay? I just want to put that out there. Don't hold back from starting your YouTube channel because you wait to be perfect. Well, guess what? You will never start because you're not perfect. Okay? I want to put that out there. But one thing I do want to tell you is to learn your craft. Just say, for instance, you want to, and I have a, I thought I had something. I was going to show you a tumbler that I made. Hold on a second. All right, so I'm going to show you a tumbler that I've made. Now, this was one of my very first tumblers that I made, and I did a video on this a while back. But look at this. Look at this tumbler, y'all. This is a tumbler I made for my husband because he absolutely loved North Carolina Tar Heels. But look at this. This is one of my very first ones. Look at that seam. It's not perfect. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the very top of it. Not perfect. But guess what I did? And I'm not saying that you can do this, but the reason I went ahead and put this on my channel, I think it was here or somewhere, because guess what? You just have to start. You have to start somewhere. You have to start. This is not perfect at all. Now, will I sell this? Of course not. I would not sell this. And it's not because of, it's not, I wouldn't, just because it's not perfect, because it won't ever be perfect. But guess what? I don't want to sell this because I know me. I know I can do better. Okay? I know I can do better than this. Now, just say, for instance, if the seam had been connected and the top of it would have been all the way at the top, would I have sold it? Yes, I would have. Because then it would have been better. Okay? It would have been better. Because there's nothing, to me, there's nothing wrong with this tumbler at all. Except here and here. Okay? But this just goes to show so many people stop trying because you're trying to be perfect. You're trying to make everything perfect. Just say, for instance, you try your tumbler and it comes out like this. A lot of times people give up. They be like, oh no, it's not for me, and they quit. But then when you quit, you never know what you can do. You will never receive your people. And when I say your people, your target audience, the people that God have waiting for you, because you've quit. You will never grow on YouTube because you've quit. And you can't quit. You have to just learn and master and try to master your craft. Okay? So I have some more to say about that. You can also learn by doing a video like we do here. There may be something that is your first time doing it, and I would tell you, hey, I've never done this before, but we're going to try this together, just like here on this channel. When I started this YouTube channel, my whole mindset, just like I tell you before, I'm constantly thinking of things. I don't try to do what somebody else is doing. I don't do that. So my whole focus for this channel was learn and grow together. I see a lot of people saying that now, So before I started this channel, I didn't see much of that. But that's okay, because when you see people taking a little bit of what you've done or whatever, that means, hey, you're doing good. But anyway, to get off of that, my whole focus for this channel was learn and grow together. Because that's what I wanted to do. even though I knew I had learned more about sublimation, okay, I wanted to come on here and I wanted to show you. We can learn and grow together. There are so many of you who have told me so many things that I did not know. That doesn't mean that I don't know my craft. That's just mean I'm open to learning something new. There's so many people out here who's not open to learning. You're not open to learning. And I feel like once you're not open to learning, you're no longer growing. And I've said that before too, because when you get to the point where you just shut down everything and you feel like nobody knows anything but you, that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing, because it's okay to learn from people. It's okay. That's why I open this up and say, hey, if you know something, maybe if you've seen, just like when I just say, for instance, I did this tumbler on a video. And, you know, it may have looked like this. And I had put it out there and be like, hey, this is nice. And this is my very first tumbler. Okay, and I would ask you, what do you think? A lot of times you have been like, okay, well, the seam at the top may need to go up a little further. Okay? That's all you have to do. You don't have to criticize it, but you can just tell them, say, hey, just go up a little further on the top of the mouth part here and see if you can get your seams to go all the way together. Yeah. So the next thing I want to talk about is, see if it's as we do here. Okay, like I said, we learn and grow together here on this channel. Okay, so the next do is always, no matter, let me go back. I have one other thing that I want to say when it comes to learning and knowing your craft. I'm going to go back to my events. Okay, over on my event channel. When I started doing balloons, I had did a balloon wall. This is going to be quick, but I just want to tell you about this because it's going to help someone. I had did a balloon wall. And when I did that balloon wall, like I told you, we are worst critics. So when I did the balloon wall, I looked and I was like, no, this is, I didn't like it at all. I did not like it. But what I did, I was like, okay, something was telling me, I know it was God, he was saying, post it. Post it anyway. Just because you feel like it's not pleasing to your eyes, go ahead and post it. So I obeyed. I posted that video to Pinterest. I think it was Pinterest. I can't remember what platform. I think it was Pinterest though. I posted it to Pinterest, and y'all know what? Guess what? That video went viral. It was a viral video. And so many people telling me, great job, beautiful, gorgeous, you know, asking me different things, you know, just telling me how amazing it was. I had so many different people telling me how amazing that balloon wall was. And they told me, they was like, do a video. Do an entire video, because what I did, I showed just part of it, and then I uploaded it. And they wanted more. But in my eyes, I seen like, okay, this could be better. That's the way I was looking at it. It could be better. But like I said, I knew it was God telling me to post a video. So when I posted, y'all, it was on. It was on from then. And I just tell anyone, just because you feel like I said, I think I posted this cup. And I know a lot of y'all was like, ooh, I wouldn't have posted that. But guess what? I did. I posted it. And I got a couple of views off of this. And people was like, okay, you know, they was looking at the design part. And my thing is, on YouTube, it's all about helping people. If you see somebody post something like this, and you see that they're you know, it's like they just started, especially somebody who's just started out, you can tell them, say, hey, you know, just go up a little bit. You don't have to be nasty about it. Just tell them. But I just wanted to tell you all about that, what I did over on my event channel when I posted that balloon wall. It was so amazing because my eyes didn't see it. That's just go to show that other people can see the beauty in what you don't see the beauty in. That's life. You know, other people can see it, whereas you may not see it because we are a worst critic. We criticize our own craft. We criticize our own life. We want to be like somebody else because we feel like our life is not the best life. When, guess what? Your life is just as great as somebody else's, because just because you see me here on YouTube, you don't know what I'm going through in my life. That's just like if I see somebody else, oh, they could be smiling, they could be have the best looking house ever, that does not mean that they're not going through something in life. Okay? Just wanted to put that out there and go back and let you know that, because I knew that was going to help somebody. I hope that helps somebody. So let me go on down to another do. Always, no matter what, trust the process. Always trust the process, because when you trust the process, it's God. It's actually God's timing. It's not our timing. And y'all, here on this channel, I'm going to talk about God a lot. So if you don't want to hear about him, then, I'm sorry. But no, I'm not sorry. But I'm going to talk about him here. Okay? But many people fail, and I'm going to read what I have here. Many people fail because they want to be perfect. Just like I was talking to earlier. There's no perfect person. No matter what you say or try to be, you're not perfect. When in actuality, no one is perfect. You get down on yourself because you see someone else have mastered what it is that you are trying to do. There's people here on YouTube who have mastered making tumblers. I'm going to tell you the truth. I have learned so much when making tumblers. I have learned how to do the seam because I continue to practice. But I'm going to tell you this, I'm not perfect. I don't want to be perfect. I don't. Because once you become perfect, that means that you're no longer growing. You have no room to grow because now you're perfect. I don't want to be perfect because I want to allow room to grow. I want to allow myself to learn more and more and more, because if I'm perfect, I've shut down learning. What I need to learn for if I'm perfect? You see? You get down on yourself because you see someone else have mastered what it is that you're trying to do. Sometimes you keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. But guess what? If you keep trying and keep trying and keep trying and you get the same results, then maybe you need to try something else. Maybe you're just say for instance, you're making a tumbler. And every time you try this, just say for instance, you're going to try this 30 times and it keeps coming up like this. Maybe you need to try a mouse pad. Maybe you need to try a keychain. Maybe you need to take your focus off the tumblers for a little while and put your focus on something else. Sometimes it takes you to get away from that thing and do something else, and then maybe come back to it. And then once you go to that thing, just say for a mouse pad, you may fall in love with doing the mouse pads and be like, you know what, I ain't even worrying about the tumblers no more. Hey, I get my tumblers from Iesha Designed It. I'm just going to do the mouse pads. See? You change up your ways. You change it up. So I'm going to continue to read about always, no matter what, trust the process. Okay. Okay, let me tell you this. I'm going to use this for an example. Just say, for instance, you've done something 30 times, just like I used before. Just say, for instance, for example, I did this tumbler 30 times. And I did great on it. Okay? But then, just say, for instance, I decided to go live today. I'm doing a live video. And we all know when you go live, everything don't work out just like it would be if I'm here on, like I'm talking to you now, if I'm not live. Because a live video, you're going to see everything. This video that I'm doing with you, I can come on here, I can edit, I can cut out what I don't want you to see. I can do all that. But in a live, I don't think you can do that in a live. At least I couldn't. When I was on live one time, and one time I was on live, y'all, I'm telling you, I was doing that rhinestone shirt. Those rhinestones started sticking together, started falling, and all that. And I was like, ooh. But just say, for instance, you get on live. You've been doing this 30 times, and it always came out nice. But now you're on a live video, and it doesn't come out as nice as it did before. But then you think about it, you'll be like, man, I've done this 30 times and it always came out good. But this one time I decided to go live and it don't come out right. Well, guess what? That does not mean that you quit. Because eventually it's going to come out right. You just keep trying. Get on live and say, look, just like I did. I told them, I said, I don't know what's going on. I said, but we're going to keep working this. I said, I'm sorry this video is taking so long. Just talk to your audience and let them know. Okay, and this is what I have. That's one of the examples I gave, like that time when I was doing the rhinestone shirt. It happens, but you still have to trust the process. You still have to trust yourself and know, hey, this is what I want to do. This is the talent that God has given me. And you know within your own self if this is a passion that you have and if this is a love that you have that you want to continue to do. Do you think about it all night? Do you think about it all day? Is it something that you know you want to continue to learn? Is it something that you want to be a blessing to other people? Is it something that you want to earn a little extra income in? Because a passion and a love for something, when you love something, it's something that you can do with your eyes closed. And now, y'all, I can make a tumbler with my eyes closed because I have continue to practice. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Practice and mastering a craft does not mean you're perfect. It means that you have learned what it is that you need to learn in order to make it better. Okay? All right, so let me move on. Okay, so I said knowing that it will all work out and things don't always go as planned, especially when crafting. This is one area, y'all. Everything ain't gonna turn out the way that you think it should the first time. It may not turn out the second or the third or the fourth or the fifth or even the 12th time. But eventually you're gonna get it if you hang in there and continue to practice. All right, so and just like in events also. In my events, y'all, I've gotten a little frustrated sometimes, especially when doing backdrops, because backdrops is not easy, but it's worth it. It's my passion. It's my love. I love to decorate. I love to create. That's why I formed this channel as well as my event channel so that I can teach you what I know. And guess what? You can teach me too. There's some things that you know that you can teach me. And y'all, I'm teachable. Okay? Another thing is have the finances to buy your items to craft will. This is a biggie. This is a biggie. So when I first started in sublimation, if y'all been following me since the beginning, you all saw that I had a small heat press. I did not start with, let me see if you can see that. Y'all see that heat press right there? I didn't start with that. I did not start with that heat press. I started with a small heat press. I think it was a 9x9 or a 9x13. Very, very small. Probably about like this right here. Not very big at all. Because at the time, that was all I could afford. I had that heat press about 10 years. And that heat press is great. It was great. And I still have it. I'm using this one here. This one is I think it's a 15x15 Better Sub heat press. I purchased this my husband purchased this for me for Christmas. I think it was last year, year before last. And I've had that little small heat press I'm telling you about, the 9x9, 9x13. I had that for 10 years. I think it was like 9 or 10 years. And I was continuing to use it here because at the time I was not about to buy another heat press before building up my finances to buy one. That's just like this. I have an Epson 8550 printer that I converted over to Sublimation. Before then, I had an Epson 2760. Absolutely amazing. But I could not print bigger prints. I wanted to start printing bigger prints. That's why I wanted a new one. And I chose the Epson ET8550. Absolutely amazing. I love it. But I just got this printer for Christmas 2023, last year. So that just go to show you, I had that Epson ET2760 for about, I think I started sublimation in like 2019, 2020. So I've had that, maybe 3 or 4 years before I got this one. So you don't always have to jump out and get something new, because here on YouTube, you're going to see people get new heat presses. You're going to see people get new sublimation printers. You constantly seeing people get new. And a lot of times that gets you to the point you feel like, I can't afford that, or I can't get this. Guess what? Afford what you can afford. Get what you can afford. Stop looking at other people, because sometimes these people getting this stuff free. They're not always buying this stuff, so they let people trick you. They're not always buying it. So get what you can afford, and you do you. Stop, get your eyes off of other people and focus on yourself. Again, that goes back to being yourself and trusting the process of you. Point at yourself. Me, you. Worry about you, okay? Don't worry about this person, that person, the other person, all them. You worry about what you can afford. You go out and purchase yourself a small sublimation printer, converted sublimation printer. I love my Epson. I love Epson products, and I convert my own. Buy yourself a printer, a heat press, and whatever it is that you want to do, because you know what you want to do in your business, okay? All right, so make sure that you have the finances. Don't go in debt trying to go out and buy something just because you see this person, that person, and the other person with it. Buy what you can afford. Buy what you can afford. So we've went over all the do's. So now I'm going to go over, okay, I have one more. So the other do is know who you are. You must know who you are and what you will bring to your niche. People want to see authentic. Just like I was telling you before, people want to see authentic. They don't want to see somebody else, because they can go over to their channel and watch them. They want to see you, what it is that you bring to whatever craft that you're doing. You have to bring something special. You have to bring yourself, because people can see, literally, they can, even though we're on YouTube, people can feel the energy. People can feel the how you care about people and how you project yourself. Because my mama, one thing my mama used to always tell me, and I just, and it stick with me. She said, people can put up a front for so long till eventually their real selves is going to come out. That's true even here on YouTube. You can put up a front for so long till eventually the real person is going to come out. So just always remember that. Be you. Be authentically who you are. Don't be me. Don't go over there and try to, get what I get and do what I do, because we all have our own talents. Okay? Know what you can do and what are your limitations. Know what your limitations are. Going back to the tumbler. You might came. I believe in we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. I believe that. But just say, for instance, you keep making this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and you never, it doesn't come out right. Like I told you before, stop it. Put it down. Go get you just say, for instance, a mouse pad. Maybe you can do a mouse pad. And then come back to this, because you may need to just take a break. Sometimes you just need to take a break from stuff and come back to it. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just means you need to take a break from it. But then if you keep trying and can't, and it don't turn out right, come and get your tumblers from me. I'll make them for you. Okay? And you just concentrate on mouse pads or keychains or something like that. That doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means that, you just need to concentrate on something else at the time. All right, so let's keep it moving. Grow. Now, y'all, this is another one. This is a biggie. Grow your audience organically. Yes. Do grow your audience again. And what I mean about that, let me see. I said that we're going to talk about this. We'll talk about this and what not to do. Okay. I just put this here. But I just want to say, do grow your audience organically. We're going to talk about this in the what to do, what not to do. Okay, so let's move on. Do collaborate with other crafters. There is nothing wrong with collaborating with others. To me, it's a win-win. Just like I told you on my event channel. I haven't collaborated with anyone over here. But on my event channel, I was always collaborating with people. People would reach out to me. I used to want to collaborate. I used to want to collaborate. I used to want to collaborate. And I was like, okay, yeah, I do it. And then I was reaching out to people. You want to collaborate. Because in the event industry that I've seen, some people are still, to me, in the event industry, people are more willing to collaborate than in the crafting industry. Now, that's just my personal opinion. It may not be like that, but what I've seen is, this is my personal opinion. Because in the craft industry, so many people are doing the same thing. And it's like, just say for instance, I craft this, I do this tumbler, and I may make more money than you or whatever. It should be about collaborating. It's not about competition. So like I said, over on my event channel, I did collaborations, and it was amazing because when you do a collaboration, you can grab some of their audience, some of their target people, some of their their subscribers, because not all the time, because someone may not be interested in certain things, but it just depends. It doesn't hurt. So the next thing I want to talk about is, so that's it, y'all, for the do's. That's it for the do's.
All right, everyone. So that's it for part 1. I will be back with part 2, telling you the don'ts